Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the national anthem.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Canada Soccer 2017 Toyota National Championships U17 Cup from Fredericton, New Brunswick on the campus of the University of New Brunswick. This afternoon's match we had in white going from left to right, Coquitlam Metro Ford Soccer Club taking on Fieldings AA U17 from St. John's, Newfoundland. And they're in the powder blue going from right to left on your screen. My name is Keith Rains, and we're happy to be bringing you this U17 action here this afternoon. Gorgeous afternoon, 23 degrees in the capital city of New Brunswick. And we had a barn burner at 1 o'clock today. where we had Calgary taking on Halifax. Calgary went up 1-0 early in that contest. In the second half, the Nova Scotia boys came out storming. 1:27 into the second half, they tied it up, and 5 minutes later they went ahead, and they could have scored more if it wasn't for the outstanding goaltending of the Calgary keeper to keep it a 2-1 game. And as it goes, at the 80-minute mark, just started extra time, Calgary tied it up, and that's the way it finished, a 2-2 draw. So, and off comes, here comes Coquitlam with a nice feed through. Yes! Oh, he just ran out of room, but what a nice save there by the fullback coming in. And I believe, trying to get his number, I think it's number 7 for Newfoundland. Noftel Benjamin became goaltender there. Oh, sorry, that's number 2. Cameron Flynn with that tremendous save to keep it a 0 score. So this is a battle of East versus West. Good defensive play there by Flynn again. We have 20 teams here at the U17. There are also 10 girls teams competing this week. And each day, this is there are other fields where they're competing in across the city, but this is the field where we'll be broadcasting. There's games at 10 a.m., 1 and 4 each day, and that's on Atlantic time. And Fieldings is a new club. And here's a nice opportunity with a big save. He stopped it with his hands and he kicked it out with his foot there. So both teams earlier on with quality scoring opportunities. But Fieldings, they got their name. There was a school in St. John's back in 1899 that was called Fieldings. And so anyway, they took that name. Like I said, they're a young up-and-coming club, and they knocked off the St. John's Soccer Club this year in the provincial final, 1-0, and that was on penalty kicks. And their goaltender, Jacob Dyer, he came up with, he made 3 saves in that thrilling provincial final. On penalty kicks, and I guess one penalty kick went wide. Talking to the coach there, so that means the goaltender had all the angles covered. That's the only place they could go was shoot it wide. And on the Coquitlam side, they had a record of 9-3-3 this year. They beat Vancouver Richmond Fusion in the semis 2-1, and then they defeated Surrey 2-0 to punch their ticket to Fredericton. Nice move. Oh, just over the top of the net. We have a slight breeze coming across the field, and it's almost now, it was going across the field from right to left. Now it's almost swung, and it's going from the Newfoundland side down to the BC side, if I'm looking at those corner flags. But just a slight breeze. Earlier on, it was blowing across the field quite strong in that 1 o'clock game, and it definitely affected the corner kicks, especially kicking into the wind where it sort of climbed the ladder. A couple of the strong performers to watch for on the Newfoundland squad is number 11 and number 16, Evan Knight. and his brother Eric Knight. They both played on the Canada Games team, and also they're outstanding track athletes too. And of course, speed is very important in the game of soccer. So it's good to have a few track people on your team. And on the Coquitlam side, we have a few full scholar athletes heading off to Fraser Valley. And the top striker is number 7 for Coquitlam, Andrew Pete. He's heading off to Fraser Valley in the fall, as well as Trevor Zantaya. So there's a few other athletes that are players that are have opportunities to get scholarships to go away to school. They just haven't decided where they are going to head off to. Ball just goes too far. As we watch the game, I always enjoy watching different sports and different teams playing, because it's all about being able to control the object. And in this sport, like in volleyball, like in hockey, it's the ability of the players to control the object, not only passing, shooting, but receiving the pass. And as this game progresses, you know, that's a key thing to watch for. In the earlier game, we saw some very good passing, quick movement. Both teams were quick on the ball, and so the opposition, when they had the ball, was trying to move it quickly to give themselves some space for scoring opportunities. So we'll see how things go here in this one, and who's going to be doing a better job of handling the ball. There's a header. There's a shot that gets blocked. And it's going to be a corner kick for BC. And lots of times you can look at any 5-minute window of a team and you go, oh, that's a pretty good team. And the only difference between a good team and a great team is the great team. There it is, a nice header, nice corner. I think that was number 13 for BC, Ethan Silver, with the header. See if we get the uniform turned around. We'll confirm that. But a beautiful corner kick and an equally nice header. It's a good interception and a good pass up. So we're having a discussion on who scored it. We couldn't tell if it was number 11, Trevor Zanta, or number 13, Ethan Silver. But regardless who scored it, it was a beautiful corner kick, And a lovely header into the far corner to give BC the early lead. So we were talking earlier about the difference between good teams and great teams, and like one coach said, he said the great teams just do the fundamentals longer, and that's true. Like if we talk hockey, is the ability of clearing the puck out of your own zone, winning key face-offs. It's the little things become big things in big games, and now Newfoundland has to answer the bell here. Against one of the real powerhouses in soccer. BC is always strong. Lots of teams to compete against, so it's a big challenge just sometimes to get out of your province. Where there's a lot of teams, and especially in BC and Ontario, the same way. Which only improves the teams, right? To be playing against quality competition where, in some provinces you might have one or two teams, maybe sometimes three, good teams. But in BC, Ontario, Quebec, for example, there's a lot of very good teams, and that raises the level of play for everybody. For you folks just tuning in to our broadcast, it's BC with a 1-0 lead. Coquitlam Metro Ford in the white, taking on Fieldings AA from St. John's, Newfoundland in the blue. And we're 12 and a half minutes into the first half. Oh, nice. Beautiful shot there. Nice save on net. Chilinaki with that one. Read the play, came in and intercepted the ball, and a big kick forcing the goaltender with a save. And now we've got a corner kick, and they're always dangerous. AR with the corner kick, and he had a beautiful one there a few minutes ago. Lays it in there, looking for another header. BC laying the pressure on. There's the good kick in. Nice head out. BC's on it. Nice save. Oh, nice save. Right at Jacob Dwyer. I think he's going to be a busy young man this afternoon. He was in the right spot with that, made it an easy save. It's a nice feed through. And it easily goes out. In this division, we have, in the boys' side, we have two divisions of 5 teams each. In the A pool is Calgary, Saskatoon, North Mississauga, Sherbrooke, and Halifax. And in the B pool is Coquitlam, Winnipeg, Fundy Soccer Club of New Brunswick, Winslow, Charlottetown of Prince Edward Island, Fieldings playing here right now, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's a 15. And then we also have 10 girls teams performing this weekend. A pool is Sherbrooke Park from Alberta, Saskatoon, Winnipeg, Lakeshore Soccer Club, St. John's Soccer Club. In the B pool is Coquitlam, Burlington, Fredericton of New Brunswick, Fall Rivers, Suburban, and PEI United. Good, quick, very quick here. Good run. Finally out. Mestura with that nice run for BC. Just over the top. Toyota Canada is a new title sponsor for this premium amateur soccer competition. 8 venues across 7 provinces will host these championships over the next 3 years. This partnership provides support to elite level athletes at national teams as well as grassroots soccer programs across Canada. This year's championships, Surrey, BC is hosting the Men's Challenge Trophy and the Women's Jubilee Trophy. Here in Fredericton we have the Under-17s, and in Calgary they're hosting the U-15s. Over 595 teams have entered provincial and territorial playdowns with 10,000 athletes. So soccer is alive and well. And as you can see from our cameras today, it's a beautiful afternoon here in Fredericton. 23 degrees. We're supposed to get up to a high 25, but I've been inside, so we know it's warm. And we're fortunate because last year we did the broadcast for the U15 National Championships, and they were in Moncton. And we had excellent weather there, except for the last day where a storm came in and got rather cool and windy. But before that, we had 23 to 26 degree weather then too. And I guess there's been some snow out west, and same as last year, we had some snow activity out in Saskatoon and Alberta, because the folks that we were talking with here wanted to make sure that everyone knew what a great time they were having wearing their flip-flops and shorts every day rather than shoveling snow. So here we are. We're getting close to the 19-minute mark here in the first half, and it's 1-0 Coquitlam in the white over St. John's, Newfoundland. Fieldings AA. Got an offside. It's nice to have all those lines people on the field. I thought it was just the guys with the flags on the sideline, but I guess not. I guess there's 6 others that. So each day we will be broadcasting from this location. We have games at 10 a.m., 1 and 4 p.m., and that's Atlantic time. We're glad that you could tune in. Also, a big kudos goes out to the organizing committee to put this event together. It doesn't happen without many volunteers. And like I've said in other events, there's 3 components to make a successful event. You've got to have great venues. You've got to have a local champion that's willing to put their hand up and wanting to host. And then third, and very important, is you got to have a great group of volunteers. And if you don't have any one of those 3 components, then you don't have an event. Here comes a nice field in. Dollar makes, he decided he wanted to go and play that. He got a piece of it to alleviate a great scoring opportunity for BC. But they are definitely pressing here in the first half. Ooh, there's a dangerous play there. If you get a chance, folks, join by TV1 Scott Squires as he chats with Sir Money on CTV's Sideline Scoop each Monday at 8:40 a.m. Atlantic, 9:10 a.m. Newfoundland. Get up to date on Bellline TV1's weekly AUS sports coverage. That's Sideline Scoop Mondays on CTV Morning Live Atlantic. There's a shot that just goes wide. Just past the halfway mark here in the first half. We're at the 22-minute mark. Still 1-0. But BC has done a very good job of controlling the play and forcing the issue. There's a nice feed through. Cross in the middle. Oh, chip bounce. That was Andrew Pete, number 7. He's a the top goal scorer for BC, number 7. And he's one of the gentlemen, young fellows that has the full scholarship to go to Fraser Valley next year. So he's definitely one of the key performers to watch. And as he looks in the that center area there, looking for those nice crossing patterns. And Newfoundland's just trying to getting the ball out of pressure, and that forces it right back in. Got a little hold there. On the BC player, so the ball will go over to St. John's. Oh, there's a nice pass, feed it. Oh, over the top. But a quality scoring opportunity. And that was all because of, there was a throw in that went directly to the BC player and caused how quickly they turned it into a scoring opportunity. So you not only have to pass the ball with it, you got to, when you're throwing those throw-ins, you got to be getting it to your teammate, and then they have to be able to control it. Okay, here comes. Let's see what they can do here. There's a nice pass there. Give and go. Good ball movement out to the far side. There. This has been the best ball control the Newfoundland had, but they lost it there. And nice little chip passed up. 5 minutes here gone in the first. Still 1-0. Coquitlam. Coquitlam had a record of 9-3-3 this year, on their way to a championship, defeating Fusion from Vancouver Richmond in the semis and knocking off Surrey 2-0 in their provincial final. St. John's had a record of 14 wins and 4 losses in their season. Good defense, but we have another corner kick coming up. Quickly get it in. Trying to get good save there by Dwyer. Gets out of harm's way. He's going to wait till his teammates get up the field. And there the balls get turned over to BC. I was talking with one of the, I remember talking last year to one of the veteran coaches, and he wasn't a big fan of the goalies kicking the ball down center, because he said it's, sometimes it's a 50-50 thing. He said, I like to keep control of it, so I'd rather have my keeper just toss the ball to a fullback or make a controlled pass up to one of our players, rather than kicking it downfield and trying to have them fight for the ball again. And that's something I always enjoy watching. If the goalies are kicking it, how successful are they at retaining possession, or does it go to the other team? Now this the location of this field, we're next to the Aiken Center here, which is the hockey rink for UNB. UNB's very successful hockey program. And we're on the side of a hill here, overlooking the St. John River. The St. John River flows all the way through the province, and it's this time of year the trees are starting to turn color. Not as vibrant as in years gone by, because we really haven't had the moisture. We've had a very dry summer. July, August, September was gorgeous, but not a lot of rain. And it's just been lately that we've been getting some cool evenings, which is brings the leaves out a little bit more of a full color. But you can just start to see on the drive up today, some of the leaves have obviously changed, but just not the bright reds and oranges that you would normally see this time of year. It's a nice run here. Oh, just couldn't get it through. Good defense. That was Devin O'Keefe with the big D there, number 13 for Fieldings. And you can see that play that they're running. You see that a lot as they warm up in practice, where it's just like a little triangle. Give it to my teammate. He gives it to the other player. They break through. You see a lot of that going on. Cross in front, and we're in a booth, a media booth here at the field. So, but it has a few areas where it's hard to see. There's a lot of windows, but there's a lot of partitions and poles at the same time. So you have to keep moving around here to try to see who's playing the ball and where the ball's going. Jacob Dwyer with the kick. Yeah, that was a nice kick there to his teammate there and got it back. 31 minutes has gone here in the first. They play 40-minute halves here at the U17 level. And then at the end of the game, there's discretion officials time. Injury times and whatnot. He has the final say. That's Kevin Brazel with the header just over the net. So the ball goes back to Newfoundland. And the breeze is starting to turn a bit, so it's actually it's in favor of the Newfoundland team currently. It's a feed through, but that was Evan Knight just couldn't get to it fast enough. There's those passes, just not crisp enough. And they're slow, and then BC jumps right on them. There's a nice move. Good dribbling. Nice pass through. Good run down on the far side. Try to get it in front of the deflection. Oh, it just goes wide. But a nice run on the far side to get that crossing pass in front. And the BC got a foot on it, but it just went wide of the open corner. There's Knight down on the far side, adding some pressure. Eric Knight. I guess you can tell the two Knight boys because they both got good crop of red hair. So that helps me. I just have to make sure I get the correct name. Here's a big kick. I see we have the Bell TV helicopter getting those shots in.
Oh, it was a Zeppelin. I was looking for Snooki.
Oh, nice move there. That was Matthew Davis with a nice play there. It's been a regular play. Wind has come up here just in the last few minutes. We have tents down in the for medical staff and the teams there, and they're getting a workout here now in the last few minutes. Hopefully they haven't tied down well enough. I guess we call them wind gusts. Probably can hear a little bit of the wind with our microphone that we have on the outside of the building here. Watch Inside the AUS for a weekly look at what makes Atlantic University sports the ultimate student-athlete experience. Inside the AUS is available to 5 customers in Atlantic Canada on Channel 1, as well as TV 1 online by TV 1, powered by Bell Alliance. My name is Keith Rains, and I'm glad you could be here watching this broadcast wherever you're at. That's a great thing with the web. You can be in Coquitlam, BC, or St. John's, Newfoundland, or Paris, Germany, Florida. If you're watching a son or a nephew or a cousin play in the national championship, and that's the power of the web now is we can bring the games to you wherever you're at. There, Knight keeps it in. Nice feed through there. Nice give and go. Oh, there's a nice feed through. Oh, almost able to draw at the right foot. Beautiful passing play there by Coquitlam. And that was Andrew Pete with the big shot. Dwyer keeps this a one-goal game. Two and a half minutes to go here in the first. Pete could call for a push there. One minute, 15 seconds left to go in the opening half. 1-0. Coquitlam Metro Ford Soccer Club in the white. Final minute now, and obviously St. John's be happy to keep this a one-goal game, as that means they're one boot away from tying it up. Now it's into the referee's time. We have 40 minutes to come on our clock, the big clock. And he points to center, and that will do it for the first half. So we have a 1-0 score. Coquitlam, BC over Fieldings AA of Newfoundland. And we'll take a short break, and we'll be back for second half action from Fredericton to Brunswick at the Canada Soccer 2017 Toyota National U17 Championships. at 10 a.m. And then I'll be back in the afternoon for the 1 and 4 o'clock games. So again, thanks for tuning in, and we're going to be here all week for more outstanding U17 soccer action from Fredericton. Good night for now.